1 o'clock, Tuesday. It only comes around once. And you only have one opportunity to come to this special club meeting. And, you know, we are also delighted to have everyone here. We see 1 or 2 visitors here, 1 or 2 newcomers, 1 or 2 potential members. So, you know, the Rotary Club of Nassau is the place to be. It is good when we can find professionals in every sphere of human endeavor, can find at least 1 hour out of the week to give back to their country, give back to their community, which they love so dearly. Without further ado, I will now hand this meeting over to the most vibrant and energetic and charismatic Mr. Wayne Miller.
Yes. Thanks very much. Good afternoon to all. Thank you, Mr. President. We're so happy and so gracious once again to be able to come here. And as iron sharpen iron, you know, we use these opportunities to sharpen each other, to encourage each other, and to motivate each other so that we could get back out in our communities and be of service to mankind. That's what it's all about. It's all about service. And today, our theme today is centered around youth service. So that's going to be very empowering today. So we thank you all, trust and pray that all of you would have had a good time this week and have even a blessed week moving forward, and that all of you be safe and that we will be able to further impact our communities in and around us through our role in Rotary. Okay, so now let's do the Rotary Grace. And the Rotary Grace, let's commence with that. We thank you, Lord, for the gifts that you will supply our physical needs. We pray that we may so live, work, and serve you and our fellow man, that the brotherhood of man will become a reality. Amen. And with that, also, what we like to do now is move straight into our loyal toast. Fellow Rotarians and guests, please join me by raising your glass and let's give a loyal toast to Her Majesty the Queen and to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Queen and Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
The Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Now, coming now to further welcome you and make you feel very much a part of what we are and what we're all about here. Rotary Club of Nassau, the best Rotary Club, I believe, any place on this side of heaven, is none other than our dynamic, our man of the hour, the man who can make it happen today. In fact, he might find 1 or 2 of us, but he still is going to make it happen because none other than our brother Darren, who will do the welcome. Over to you, Darren.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. A very pleasant good afternoon to all, Brother Miller. I see there's a calling on your life. You know, I'm listening to you and I hear a sort of prophetic calling on your life. You know, I see some reverend gentlemen are on here, so they may be scouting you for some kind of, I don't know.
Yes, sir.
Something else to come. But ladies and gentlemen, I take this time to welcome all of you. It's a wonderful chance for us to be here in the Rotary Club of Nassau. As we say every week, this is indeed the best place for you to be. And I've got the awesome privilege to be able to welcome all of you to what's going to be a very, very exciting meeting this afternoon. My function is really to go ahead and welcome all of you and to be able to invite you to a wonderful time at this meeting. You know, when you said the man of the hour, it reminds me when I got married. You know, when I got married, and even as it transpired during the COVID-19, during this pandemic, you know, all of us were locked down, Brother Miller. And so as the competent authorities started to give us a chance to really move about, I said to my wife, I said, now, babes, you know what? We've been locked down for some time. I think, in truth, we really ought to see other people. And she said, no problem. Look outside the window. I said, oh, boy. I ain't that one. So that was the end of that. But let's go ahead and invite. Let me have a quick look here to see if we've got any guests who've joined us this afternoon. I'm looking here really quickly. There's Brother Dwayne. Dwayne, how you doing this afternoon, Dwayne? Rotarian Dwayne, I saw you were driving along with, I saw Dwayne earlier. We'll be able to introduce his guests. I think Dwayne may be off, and so let me try and find some of the others. Let me take this time out to welcome all of the visiting Rotarians. I don't want to mess up your name, so if you'd be so kind, please just to introduce yourselves this afternoon to the visiting Rotarians.
Good afternoon, everyone. Past President Kim, Rotary Club of Providenciales, Turks and Caicos.
Wonderful. Glad to have you joining us this afternoon and a delight to have you with us.
Thank you.
Let's go again. Who did I miss?
Good afternoon, everyone. Emrick Seymour, Rotary Club of Grand Bahama.
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome, Mr. Seymour. Certainly a joy to have you joining us this afternoon. Let's go, let's have a look.
Right Honorable Darren, can I introduce my guest, sir?
Indeed, sir. Once you don't steal my guest, that's fine.
I'm not into
Go
the
ahead.
stealing for today. Right Honorable
sir.
Darren, it's my pleasure to introduce to you to Mr. Christopher Roberts. He is on today and he's my guest and I'm very happy to have him on today, sir.
Welcome, welcome, Mr. Roberts. A delight to have you joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Right, good to have you. Now, Mr. Roberts, I'm just going to ask, when you do your next CD, please, I don't have much of a vocal talent, but if you could just put me in the background, I'll appreciate that.
Let me pray about it. I'll see what Wayne says. If Wayne, with his prophetic calling, gives the approval, then,
Yes,
then we may do that.
Good, I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. Okay, who else am I missing? Who else am I missing? There are some members of our club. I almost feel as if they're visiting Rotarians. We haven't seen them for some time. Delisa, good to have you joining us. Hey, Delisa. Let's have one more look. Mr. President, you've got some guests I'm sure you'd wish to introduce this afternoon.
Well, I don't see them. I see all the guests have been taken on, you know. Well, he's a Rotarian, Emrick Seymour.
Right, indeed.
From Grand Bahama, he's a retired Deputy Commissioner of Police, but he's in the Rotary Club of Lucaya.
Okay, good, indeed.
So we're glad to have him here. And also, you know, be glad to have Reverend Christopher Roberts. It's a pleasure to have him. And always a pleasure to have Kim visiting with us. And I saw some other names. I'm not familiar with everybody, but I can see some other people, some other visitors are here are popping in. And some will be duly introduced as the time progresses.
Okay, good.
Darren, I have
sorry.
a guest today. Mr. Christopher Edwards is my guest today.
Okay, good. Welcome, Mr. Edwards.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't answer because I didn't feel like I took me up as visitors. I didn't feel like a visitor, so sorry, I didn't answer.
Right, indeed, Mr. Edwards, good to have you joining us.
Yeah.
You wanted to join Rotary so bad you even drive it in your car. Now, listen, there's some police officers on this call, eh? I can try to put a little word for you.
No, it's not moving at all.
You ain't moving.
What's up? Back on the planet.
Wonderful.
Yes,
I want to introduce my guest. She don't know she's my guest. She know now she is my guest. My very dear friend, Sandena Neely. I want to introduce and welcome her to our club this afternoon. Sandena, welcome.
Thank you so much. Can you all hear me properly?
yes, we can hear you.
We can.
Lauren, I see Teresa Carroll. She's a guest of who? Yours?
All guests are mine.
Yes, walk.
Okay, Ms. Walk. Okay.
Anastasia Dorset and my daughter, Saxeray Hines.
Wonderful.
Pleasure, Ms. Walk. We're coming back to you.
Ready, babe.
Glad to have you. And I think, if I'm looking through my screen correctly, Mr. President, joining us all the way from St. Martin. Am I getting it right? President Alicia, that's you?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Oh, great.
Wow,
Hi,
wonderful.
Stephen.
So happy to have you.
We're delighted to have you this afternoon. Okay, I think I would have gone through quite a bit in terms of the introduction of our guests. And again, it's always a privilege to have all of you joining us this afternoon, both the visiting Rotarians and our guests. Again, as I mentioned in the very beginning, this is going to be a power-packed, very exciting meeting. This is the best place for you to be on a Tuesday afternoon at 1 o'clock. So go ahead, get your corned beef and tuna sandwich, sit down and enjoy yourselves. This promises to be a very exciting time. Back to you, Brother Miller.
Yes, thanks very much, Darren, for that warm introduction. I'm quite sure all of our guests and our fellow Rotarians feel warmly welcomed by such gracious remarks given by yourself, sir. Thank you so much. Keep up the good works. Now, and as you indicated, this is going to be a power pack presentation today. We'll be moving quite swiftly along, but we're going to make sure that everybody feels energetic when they leave this meeting. We want to sharpen your skills. We want to sharpen your abilities. We want to make you feel alive again and ready to commit yourself to service above self. And now coming now to bring remarks and announcement. He needs little or no introduction, like they say, in church. Need little or no introduction. But this man is a very energetic man, and you could use one word: visionary leadership. Visionary leadership. He's been able to bring. He's dynamic. He is creative, and of course, he'll get the job done. Give it to him, and he'll get the job done. So we're happy right now to hear from our president, Stephen. Stephen, now come and do your thing, brother. Continue to keep us motivated and inspired.
Thank you, my brother Wayne. You're doing extremely well, and I love what is happening so far. And I'm sure that based on this, if your boss is on, or if we give your boss a copy of this tape, that's automatic upward mobility and promotion. Based on what's happening here. So Rotary gives you that jump now. If you all want to put this on your resume, those of you, this is the place to add that to your resume. Say, I moderated a Rotary meeting, and that puts you ahead of all your contemporaries. All right, right away. Right away, you have a comparative edge. But I'm so excited, Wayne. So excited, group, to be here. Always a pleasure here. This gives me a special spark and comfort when I can come in this meeting. I'm telling you. So it shows that positive things are happening, positive things in the community. And these meetings, all happens in these meetings. Yeah. Your imaginations are stimulated. So everybody's wondering what's going to be next, what's going to happen. So it's being stimulated now, even to our visitors. Let me see what they do next in Rotary. What is Rotary all about? But once you come to this club once, you got to come back, because you're going to be haunted. You're going to be haunted, because there's always something nice to all of our visitors in particular, But we hopefully by the end of this meeting, your imaginations would have been, curiosity would have been fulfilled. So we're so glad to have you here today, and everybody, particularly our visitors, all of you, our Rotarians who make this club so great. This is the first club on the Bahamas. This club here is the first club in the Bahamas. So, that's why we are so great, the historical records. It'll be a long time before someone catches up, because we are the first. I don't know if that could be reversed. All right. It reminds me of my Miami Dolphins. We're the only team had an undefeated season. So I don't care who else wins Super Bowl. We had an undefeated season, 17-0. So that's why I love my Dolphins, right? Thank you. So pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I can recruit some Dolphin fans to go with me to some games this year, Nadia, I know you like football. Good. I know Larry will definitely be on the plane. Great. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, also, we had a good week, good month. Things are coming along. We had a good year. We're coming down to this first year as this team, and a new vibrant team is already getting set. It's going to be continuous. The train, the baton is getting ready to pass on, and that last leg is the leg. That's where all the stances be. See, the first leg, what I'm running now, nobody's be at that part of the stadium. Is the end, the next part, where you hand the baton on. So we have had a good week. And just an announcement I just like to share with you, I've already shared with the membership team. We were approached by the Commissioner of Prisons to Correction, Department of Corrections, and they are having an issue where no in-house visits. They cannot have visits from outside. They cannot visit from anyone. And so the inmates were being deficiently served in the sense that the classes cannot continue on, the education classes. The visits cannot continue on with attorneys and family members. So they've asked us if we can come up with a donation. I said, what you talking about? Rotary don't have a store, all right? But anyway, he said a television and possibly a computer, And as fate would have it, I said, what size? He said, okay, 55-inch, perfect. Laptop computer, Dell, perfect. So I was directed on behalf of the Rotary Club of Nassau. I was directed. See, there's a spirit in this Rotary Club that is telling me go different places. So I was told to go point A, and a corporate sponsor has already paid for the television, has already paid for the laptop, and we are ready to make that presentation. So at some point, I'm going to put in the group for some of you to come with me at the prison. I'm not going to take the chance carrying you inside deep into the prison, because some of y'all might not come back out like me. Okay, so we'll have it on the periphery that we can just take a photo of the presentation. This is just the beginning, and I think it will go a long way. It will go a long way because we want to make sure they get the proper rehab and preparation and coming out. So thank you for that. So that's great. It's always greatness in this great Rotary Club of Nassau. So we're so delighted for that. Ladies and gentlemen, now we just moved. Joan, anything of any importance, Secretary Joan?
Not at this time.
Okay, thank you, Joan.
You're welcome.
So Trish, is Sonia in? Anyone saw Sonia on the line?
No. No.
Okay, thank you. All right. But you know, we always have good things in Rotary, and we have two special things here, special anniversaries. PAG Larry, he's past AG, Assistant Governor. Larry is celebrating what? May 11th. He'll be celebrating today. 49 years. That's 49 years in Rotary, Larry?
No, that's my age.
Nothing but a number. 49 years. Rotary anniversary, man. Let's give Larry a little clap, man. That's a round of applause, man. That is powerful. That is powerful. And then we have a birthday. Special birthday, and you know we love birthdays in this club because we got cake, always get cakes. You know, I still have some frozen cake from some of the members who have sent me cake, so I'm expecting some cake today. Royan is celebrating a birthday on the 13th, so Royan, you have advance notice to prepare the cake and the drinks and whatnot. You know, and so all the little items. You know, I'm very peculiar. I like the end piece of the cake, so just slice it pretty nice, and we'll be pretty good. So, but with that in mind, let's play the birthday song.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. How old am I now? My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. So I can party all night.
Thank you, Chantel. Thanks for cutting that off, because I see some of these people who are at work and their bosses already send me notices from the last meeting saying, what is it I'm doing as president, causing them to be distracted from their job, because they'll be dancing all through the floor and then inviting staff to dance. I don't mind if you take a little dance, but you're inviting staff, but making a party on the job. Okay? Sometimes, some of you work in the bank and the bank line is long, but you're still dancing. Okay, thank you. Okay. Oh my goodness. But it's great to have you here. Also, right now, Ben, is back to you, man. We're having a good time, Ben. Back to you.
Yes. Excellent stuff, Mr. President. Thank you so much for those warm remarks and announcements. And again, we say congratulations to Larry, 49 years, and then to Royan, celebrate your birthday to the fullest. My girl, celebrate it. Live it like it's no other day. And we thank you so much. Yes, and now coming to do a very special honor is a very important lady. She's a very special lady. She's the exciting, the bubbling lady. It doesn't happen unless she's a part of it. She makes the wheel run. Hey, she get the ticking, she get the engine ticking. And so the Queen of Rotary, we like to call her, very important person. So we want to call Sheila now, who will now do the introduction of our new members. Sheila?
Okay, thank you, Wayne. I ain't paying you for that, so don't send me an invoice.
I believe you'll be getting paid, though, Sheila. I believe you got paid, and Wayne did it right.
Yeah, anyway, here we go again. I mean, we have inducted so many new members this year. It's absolutely awesome. So take a deep breath, and I hope our two new members are ready and they're waiting. So we're very pleased to be holding the induction of two new members today. Christopher Edwards, are you there, Christopher? Christopher?
Hi.
Hello? Okay. who's proposed by Chantel Nesbitt and Sandra Walks. Sandra, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Sandra was proposed by Keno McCartney. So you've both been selected by the members of this club to hold active membership. The principles, responsibilities, and obligations of Rotary have been explained to you, and you have expressed your willingness to become a Rotarian. No one is eligible to become a Rotarian unless in his or her business or professional life, he or she endeavors to practice the principles of goodwill and service. The members of this club have invited you to join them because they believe you are already actuated by these motives. In electing you to membership, we're doing more than taking you into our fellowship. We're making you a trustee with us of Rotary's ideals. Knowing you to be a Rotarian, the world will in future judge Rotary by your conduct. Membership in Rotary is an honor and a privilege, and every privilege has its corresponding obligations. One of the special obligations of membership is regular attendance at the club meetings, either online or in person once we get back to the new normal. It is the basic method of fulfilling the principle of fellowship and also a way by which you represent your vocation. Every member is expected to perform his or her share of club and community service, and the committees of the club will afford you opportunities to give service. You will be contacted by committees to be listed in their ranks, and go ahead and do what you can to forward the aims and aspirations of this club. And last but no means least is our ideal of friendship. As you expect to receive, so give. May you be stimulated by the friendship you find here, and may we in return know you to be an added source of strength to our club. So members, if you could stand, if you can. If you're challenged on the lower half, please do not stand. It is our privilege and honor to induct you both as members of the Rotary Club of Nassau. You will receive a pin, the emblem of our worldwide association. Wear it always and with pride. You will also have a certificate of membership in this club. Fellow Rotarians, please join me and raise your glass or bottle or whatever to our new Rotarians, Christopher Edwards and Sandra Walks. Welcome to Rotary Club of Nassau.
Welcome. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so
Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, Christopher, you have 10 seconds to say something.
All right. So thank you for adding me to this wonderful group of people. And I'd like to especially thank Chantel for the introduction to the club and explaining, what the club is about. I do appreciate it. And I look forward to being an active member and being an asset to the club.
Okay, thank you, Christopher. Sandra, would you like to say something?
Hi, yes, I want to say all thanks be to God. As you know, Sheila, I've been battling with COVID. I'm just recovering. I have a negative result, so I'm
wow, good.
And I want to say special thanks to my manager, my branch manager, Keno McCartney, who has invited me to the club. Keno, if you know Keno, he's one who is synonymous with first. So we're in the first club. Branch is #1 in Nassau. So thank you very much, Keno. Mr. President, Stephen Dane, I want to thank you. I know you've heard my name over and over from Keno.
Yes.
Joan Pinder. Miss Pinder was my bookkeeping teacher at Technical College. I don't know if she remembers me.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Wow, indeed.
Thank you, Sheila and June, for walking us through on becoming a Rotarian. And thanks for being patient with me because I know I was challenged then when we had the Zoom training. And I want to say hello to my guest, my niece, Anastasia Dorset, who's watching. Sorry, I'm a little emotional. Teresa Carroll, my daughter, most of all, my daughter, Sansere, who was there with me with the COVID. Thank you so much. And last but not least, some people join for the prestige, some for recognition. I want to serve. I want to put service above self. And I will leave with you this quote from Baha Yulia. So powerful is the light of unity that it can illuminate the whole world. Thank you. Hello to my Kalina crew. Thank you.
Wow.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Sandra and Christopher. Before I ask President Stephen to say anything, I just want to give a heads up to all the new members that have been inducted recently who have not yet received their new membership packages. They will be available for collection from after tomorrow lunchtime from Jeffrey Jones store on Rosetta Street. Just go in there, say you're from Rotary and give them your name. There's a package there with your name on it. They are open the regular shop hours, 9 to 5, and they're open till midday on Saturday. So please collect your packages from there. And some of the members, we apologize that it's taken a while to get these to you. So President Stephen, sorry?
One more thing, please, Sheila, Mr. President, please take it easy on me. I'm not 100%. I'm on to road to recovery. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, President Stephen, over to you.
Thank you. I just want to say, I just want to join with the congratulatory remarks and with the theme, the both of been working, and that's what we do. We attract one another. So our members have been working to bring people into this great club, and I want to applaud each and every one of you. And you new members, you couldn't have made this one of the best choice you could have made in your life. And you will see a difference. Once you put this on your CV or your resume or whatever, you will notice that things just begin to change. You don't understand how it starts changing. You know, you begin to notice the persons on the job who didn't notice you, they now notice you. Even if they just look at the pin, because the pin is distinctive, they're going to look at that pin and say, oh, what's that all about? No, it's not no other fraternity, but it's the great club of Rotary. And the good thing about this, you can travel anywhere in the world and say, find any Rotary club, and you can go into that meeting because you are a member of Rotary. Rotary is in every country all over the world. That's the good thing about it. So we're really glad to have you in this club. You know, and we understand the challenges one or two members might have, and this is a big tent. So we concern about the welfare of our members first. That is of paramount importance, the welfare. So whatever it takes to get you the road of recovery, we will be there. Sandra, we will be there. We will be there with you. So thank you very much. Great job by Sheila and Dwayne. Y'all did an excellent interview, and I think these are two good selections that y'all have pulled into the club. So we are so happy and so excited about it. And I'm looking forward to getting these people at some point rolling, because this club have a lot to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Very good remarks there. Thanks, Sheila. And I want to also add my 2 cents into it as well. I want to congratulate both Sandra and Christopher. And Sandra, very teary-eyed moment there. You almost made the whole club cry. But we appreciate your efforts. And I just wish to just say something by Albert Einstein. You know what he said, you know? He said, only a life lived in the service to others is worth living. That's the only life worth living. So Sandra, you're right on point, eh? Anyway, moving right along, we're going to call on Rotarian Andrew, who's going to do the introduction of our speaker this morning. Andrew?
I'll step in here for a second. So okay. Andrew, we had a change in speakers. So Sandena Neely is going to be our speaker, and due to the essence of time, she will introduce herself.
Thank you so very much. Can you all hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yes.
It is such an honor and a privilege to be here. As billed, our minister was supposed to have been joining you, the Honorable Aram Lewis, and I am ably pinch hitting on his behalf. So thank you so much for the warm welcome. I feel the energy, and it is so good to see so many familiar faces and so many friends from all of the diverse places I have traversed over my life. So just a very brief introduction. I am Sandena Neely. I serve very proudly as the head of the Division of Youth or the Functional Director of Youth. I have been in that role since October of 2019, but I've been involved in youth work for more than 2 decades. If Darren Bain remembers, he and I would have served as youth representatives and delegates 2 decades ago, and I've been involved in youth work ever since. So this is a full circle moment for me to be able to serve as the head of the Division of Youth. I'm a consultant at our ministry, and it is one of the greatest joys and privileges of my entire life. Prior to 2019, I served as an attorney at law. I am an attorney by profession. I would have served in the past as a legal counsel at Atlantis Resort. And prior to that, I served in private practice at one of our boutique law firms, Harry B. Sands, Lebowski and Company, where I had a thriving real estate and commercial practice. So law is a great foundation on which I am proud to build and stand. I am a very proud product of the Kemp Road community. My grandmother still lives there. I grew up there for the first 10 years of my life. I am a wife and a mom. I am a worshiper at Mount Tabor Church. I am also a women's empowerment specialist, and I am a multidimensional leader. And so I'm very honored to be able to serve in the stead of our minister, our exciting minister who's new to our ministry. And I commend you all for recognizing Youth Services Month. It is one of the most vital arms of our society. And so I'll now get into the prepared remarks, and I can take a few questions at the end. The presentation won't be very long. We just want to pass on some information very, very formally. So thank you once again for having us. And I'm so pleased to be here on behalf of our ministry as you celebrate Youth Services Month. As we often refer to youth as the future of our country, it is imperative that we create opportunities for young people that will withstand the tests of our current social, economic, and cultural climate. Even as the world is in the midst of this dreadful global pandemic that we know as COVID-19, youth organizations across the region, as I'm sure you all have experienced, and across the world, are earnestly advocating for the resumption of activities to engage youth. And they're looking for ways to creatively apply the way we engage youth in these challenging times. We take any hints that you all may have or any ideas that you all may have in that regard. And so this month-long initiative that you are conducting as an organization, whether it is acknowledged by many or by few, is one that you should be very, very proud of, and one you should identify as contributing to global efforts to highlighting the importance of supporting youth. And I had an opportunity yesterday to sit on a call with the Commonwealth Secretariat in London, and they honed in and zeroed in on youth participation. So thank you all for allowing youth to participate in your meeting today. Many view youth as a disremembered yet valuable population. Disremembered, because we have arrived at a time when the world is ever changing. And fortunately for us, this current generation is evolving with it. And our ministry is elated to know that Rotary clubs like yours are in harmony with the fact that youth need to be remembered. And you are pointing to youth services as a specific area to be recognized. Many young people will tell the tale of deeds done for them that they can never repay. And many youth workers can speak to the invaluable reward of seeing young people that they have helped to support succeed. I'm sure that you have many persons who would have started out in Rotary at a very young or tender age, and now you've seen them climb the ladder of success, and organizations like Rotary have played a very, very helpful role in that. So when you work to meet the needs of a young person in any way, it results in you working towards the needs of a wider community. And these met needs have effects that are far-reaching and everlasting. In this regard, I must emphasize that this initiative alone, Youth Services Recognition Month, will do a great deal to impact the efforts to professionalize youth work in the Bahamas. Professionalizing youth work is one of our goals at the ministry, and this will make young people aware of opportunities and resources available to them, and I'll get into that in a moment. And simply to make young people feel like they matter. So participation is one thing that young people want participation and inclusion, and they also want to feel as though they matter and their voices are counted. So the proven reality is that young people are a great investment, and I am almost certain that ongoing initiatives for youth and for young people will further augment the survival of your organization. I hope you have youth involved in your succession planning. Rotary International is an action organization. From what I've been able to learn about Rotary in preparing the remarks for our minister, it is rare to find a club with any of its districts that is infiltrated by inaction. We've not been able to find any Rotary clubs that are inactive. And to prove the point, I think in 2 weeks, I'm speaking at another Rotary club. I've been invited to share for their Youth Services Month as well. Or we're not able to find Rotary clubs without leaders who are committed, who are excited about a commitment to community or self-development. And I would have had an opportunity several months ago to speak with President Stephen Dean, and I heard his passion and his excitement at the time. So I'm pleased and honored to have the opportunity to interface with him, albeit virtually. Moreover, it is the fellowship of the organization that adds a spark to our communities and provide proof that Bahamians of all ages can still work together. And so I think it's very important and very critical for Rotary to note that you act as a bridge between the generations in our country. I wish to encourage you to continue to find opportunities to connect and remain impactful within the organization, much before you expect to impact those on the outside. I say this with thoughts of the work done at our ministry. As we know, our ministry is an action ministry. We are the lifeblood of our country. We interface with youth, with sports, and with culture. The bulk of our work is executed from programming. And I'll just speak now to some of the programs that we have at the Division of Youth. And as you're aware, our services at our ministry have been directly impacted by the pandemic because we have a lot of in-person, person-to-person and in-person contact and physical contact with sports and with culture, with Junkanu, with youth programs. So creating programs that involve one-on-one engagement of young people requires strong team cohesion, seeing differently, thinking differently, and combining the skills and individual connections that each member brings to the table. And in my research, I've found that the Rotary clubs work no different than that. So we encourage you to continue to diversify your organization and be inspired by the potential that you have to impact society. In particular, in our division, we have several programs that we have had to transition to virtual programs. And so I just want to run over a few of them for you. So at this time, we have ongoing, and you can ask questions about it or get my contact information so that you can contact us directly. We have our National Youth Leaders Certification Program. We also have a Youth Leaders Certification Refresher Program that is ongoing. And we have a Job Ready program for any persons who are in Grand Bahama and want to access that. That is specific to Grand Bahama because they can have in-person activities. And we also have a virtual National High School Leavers workshop for persons who would have, 2020 was a difficult year. And so persons who would have left high school and have not been able to find work or to be in an education system of higher learning, whether it's going off to university or doing university here, we have a program for them. And so our National Youth Leader Certification Program is one of our oldest programs. It's more than 25 years old, and it's a 16-week course. And we train key stakeholders such as yourselves in Rotary in youth development on effective techniques and methods for youth work. And our goal is to standardize and professionalize our youth work sector. Our Spring 2021 cohort is ongoing, so you'll have to catch the next session. They are already several weeks in as they started in March. And we have youth leaders from across the islands of the Bahamas that are participating. And we look forward to seeing some of you in our next cohort in the fall. Our virtual National Youth Leader Certification course, that is a very concentrated and intensive 1-week program. That's for persons who would have participated in our Youth Leaders Certification program prior to 2016 when we would have revamped our program. And this sparks the adaptation of the Youth Leader Certification Program so that you can be updated and brought up to speed on the current practices in the field of youth work. So our first cohort actually began last evening, and you are encouraged to, if you wish to participate in the next cohort that takes place on June 7th. And youth leaders from across the country and all islands are welcome to participate. As indicated, our Job Ready program is currently running and serving our young people in Grand Bahama. That is a training and internship opportunity for young persons who are between 17 and 25. It gives them job readiness and personal development skills, and it prepares them for the job market, stimulates them with training topics like soft skills development, customer service, in partnership with Bahama Host from the Ministry of Tourism. We also conduct food safety handling, and it's a 7-week course, and it's in progress. It's set to end in June. And then lastly, we have the inaugural cohort for our virtual National High School Leavers Workshop. That is also a 1-week course that has several cohorts. And as I indicated, the ideal candidate is someone who would have left high school in the past year or two. And the first workshop took place in April. The next workshop is set to take place in June. And so we'll forward all of the flyers and all of the applications and all of the information to your leaders so that you can disperse it among your clubs and your young people. And so it is our hope on behalf of our ministry that being aware of these upcoming and ongoing programs, some of you may be interested or you can benefit yourselves or other youth leaders that you may know. And as our division, the Division of Youth moves forward to future programming, one being the host of activities slated for National Youth Month in October, we endeavor to have your very, very full support. I know Darren is smiling because I'm always trying to get persons to volunteer and to inculcate themselves with the work of our ministry. And we hope to see some of you in service as a volunteer or a recipient of the benefits that we have to offer. So once again, I extend congratulations to you on this month that you have put together. And I just want to highlight some of our other opportunities that we have. If you all are aware of any outstanding young persons, I'm a former youth ambassador as well, and we always look for opportunities to highlight our young people as delegates, as representatives, as youth parliamentarians, or as youth ambassadors. And you can pass those resumes or those contacts on to us as well. And we would be so happy to facilitate it. And the final thing that I want to mention is that we are finally, after 30 odd years, reviving the implementation of our national youth policy. Our national youth policy is a framework with which that is so near and dear to my heart. It's a framework that is put together by young people. It is for young people. It puts institutions and enabling legislation in place so that we can formalize and standardize a Bahamas National Youth Commission, the Bahamas National Youth Council, an Institute for Youth Development so that we can conduct research and training. And we also seek to have an endowment trust fund for a Center for Entrepreneurship for our youth. So the horizon is extremely bright on this side for the youth of our nation. And we know that we have Rotary's support, and we look forward to continuing a very fruitful partnership with you all. I think that's my time, but I'm happy to take any questions that you may have.
Yes, Sandena, thanks so much for a very good presentation. And you bring, of course, a wealth of knowledge to this body. And we know that we cannot do anything without our young people, and we must empower them. But tell me something, if you can, or if you may, how could Rotary now, you're speaking to a group of Rotarians now who are willing and eagerly be waiting to help and assist. How could we make the greatest impact in our youth development, particularly with at-risk youth? At-risk youth, what sort of impact can we have in that regard? Given that we know that a lot of these young people, a lot of them, if they are not helped and if they are not pulled up they will turn into a life of crime and then cause a life of hell for all of us. These are risk youths. How could we impact them the most?
Right. So on the macro level, we always invite Rotary to be a part of our National Youth Advisory Council. Prior to me joining the ministry formally, I served as the co-chairperson of our National Youth Advisory Council. And I think for several years, we have not, whether it's from the service organization side or the ministry side, there's not been a proper linkage between the organization. So all service organizations are invited to sit on our National Youth Advisory Council so that they can explore the same things that you mentioned. And I know that once I would have taken office in October of 2019, I sought to make those linkages. And so we are now very pleased to have a representative from Rotary Bahamas International in New Providence and Grand Bahama as a part of the National Youth Advisory Council. So on a macro level, that is just starting to happen. And then on a micro level, we always look for volunteers and for mentors, especially in our training exercises and in our training activities. And so one way that I can indicate is that starting in September, we are hosting our high school leaders program, where we are going to be able to impact not just the leaders of our high school, but we're also going to be having those leaders reach to the at risk of our community. And so if we can bridge those gaps and have our Rotarians hold the hands of our leaders, our high school leaders, as they seek to infiltrate some of our at-risk communities, I think that that would be most helpful.
Thank you very much. Very good.
Any other questions that I can take at this time?
I have a question. We have a group of what we call interactors, and they are high school students. We presently have two schools, Stevie Battle and Aaron Bailey. They're teenagers, high school students. What programs that we can tie them into, get them involved in for certification, registration, partnership, whatever, community service? That's the type of thing we're looking for to enhance what they're doing.
Right. So just for the population that we serve, our persons who are out of high school, we tap into the Ministry of Education's age category, but we typically go from 16 to 25. So we reach out to some high schoolers, like I said, through our high school leaders program. And so we would be happy to take some applications from persons in your Interact clubs, clubs at those two schools. And I think we would have interfaced before. Do you have a club also at BTVI?
I know there was a club there at some point, yes.
Yes. And so those persons are happy, we are happy to have them in our youth leaders certification program, and they can also interface with us for our upcoming, we have a summit that's coming up that will be focusing on our policy. And so the framework, I see that Darren Bain is asking me to speak more about the policy, so I'll get into that in a moment. And so the policy enables a framework by which young people can operate. And so just to, I don't want to get into too much of the technicalities of it, but I just want to build it out a little bit. And so when we say a framework, as we know, as we spoke about, there are two things that young people want: participation and access. Participation and access. They want a seat at the table. And so the ways for us to do that are to establish the links. And so, for instance, the Bahamas National Youth Commission is one way that our young people will be able to have a voice. Just how you have a women's advisory commission, you have men's commissions, you have disabilities commissions, young people will be able to have a direct seat at the table through the commission. And we have enabling legislation that will allow for them to have a seat at the table. It won't be at someone's whim and fancy. It won't be if somebody feels like young people should have a seat at the table. And so directly the tentacles that would ensue from Bahamas National Youth Commission is to have representatives at every level. So every government ministry would have a youth representative who is able to represent young people and be able to have their voices heard. Another arm of the policy is an interministerial committee. So young people would be able to be involved in ministries. And then we also want an interministerial committee where our minister is able to have a committee of other ministers to ensure that what is discussed and what is deemed relevant by our youth reach to where it needs to reach. And so that interministerial committee will be able to make policies and further laws and statutes that will benefit young people. And then I'll just touch on two others. So the Bahamas National Youth Council, that will be made up of young people from each island in our country. The way we would build that out is to have what we call island youth councils, so that each island has representatives that feed into one general council. So we want to move away from being so Nassau centric, and we want to invite young people from all islands, because what they experience in Inagua and Miguana, I'm certain is quite different from what they experience in San Salvador, and very diverse from what is experienced in Andros, Bimini, or Eleuthera. And with the challenges of COVID-19 and the wake of Hurricane Dorian, that has even widened the challenges. And so a National Youth Council would be a repository or one central place where all of these challenges and opportunities, successes, and everything can be brought under one roof. And then the third thing I'll talk about is the Institute for Youth Development. We've long needed to have one central place where all things youth development can be had. And so that's training opportunities, and that's widening our tentacles to the United Nations, the Commonwealth, CARICOM, the OAS. Everything would be housed under one roof. And so when Rotary wants to find data and statistics on how many young people are unemployed, or what are the current needs of young people, how do they need to be mentored, what are the burning issues, this Institute for Youth Development would be that repository, and it would be that one-stop shop where you're able to go and you're able to access real training information. And so why are these things important? Let me just briefly state why they're important. We talk about the commission, we talk about the council, we talk about the Institute for Youth Development. These things are important because, get this word, it decentralizes the services. And so we know that, there are a lot of bureaucracies with government. And so if there are other arms that have been commissioned by government, then young people will be better able to access directly the services that they need. Access. That's one of the Sustainable Development Goals in the United Nations Agenda for 2030. And so access, this gives you a direct link. So instead of going through the ministry and trying to find your way and getting lost in the maze, you can go directly to the Institute for Youth Development, directly to the Youth Commission, directly to the council, and you're able to have your access points there. And so I hope that I did it justice, Darren. Like I said, this is something that has been in discussion for over 30 years. We have a draft policy. Actually, our policy, if you were to research Bahamas National Youth Policy, you will find that it is a brilliant document. It is a document that you can find on the web, and it is a model. Get this, it is a model that other nations follow, but it has not yet been ratified in our own country. But it is a document that has been thoroughly scrubbed, thoroughly researched, and we are now at the point, like I indicated, we are going to be revamping and updating that policy. We have just commissioned a team literally several weeks ago, and in June, during the budget debate, you can hold us to it. You will hear our minister give some remarks about the implementation of the National Youth Policy. And so we are moving forward, and we are excited. I am more excited than I can even indicate in this meeting. If I were in a room with you all, you would be able to feel my passion, because it's very, very palpable. And we're just excited for the implementation of our National Youth Policy. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Sandena, very much for that. And now to officially thank you on behalf of our Rotary Club here of Nassau, would be none other than Rotary and Ebony. Ebony?
Hello, how are you? Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. Good afternoon, Sandena and guests. On behalf of the Rotary Club of Nassau, we want to thank you for speaking with us this afternoon. We are grateful for the time and effort you took to share your thoughts and experiences. You wear many hats, such as a lot of the Rotarians here. Thank you for raising awareness. A lot of things you spoke about I wasn't aware of, especially the job readiness program. That's something that we can share or raise awareness to. Your enthusiasm was contagious today. So again, I want to say thank you and hope to see you again speaking to us.
Yes, thank you so much.
I'll be with Rotary Club of, I think it's in Providence, May 25th or 26th.
Okay, great. Thank you for that.
Hey, thank you so much, Sandena. And I always am reminded by what Franklin Roosevelt once said. He said, we cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. So continue to keep up the good work. And now Rotarians and guests, join me now as we recite the 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth?
Is it the truth?
Is it
Is
fair
it fair to all
all
concerned?
concerned?
Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
To all concerned?
And finally,
Will
it be fun?
fun?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rotarians, for the pleasure. Thank you so much. And now, help me welcome to give us the Rotary toast around the world, none other than Delissa will come now and do that. Past President Delissa.
Hi, Rotarians and guests. Please raise your glasses, figuratively and literally if you have, to Rotary around the world.
Rotary around
Rotary
the
around
world.
the world.
Around the world.
Around the world.
Around the world.
And thank you all for such a dynamic and very energetic meeting. We thank Sandena again for effervescence. Today just was bubbly and exciting, and we feel your passion. And so we thank you all once again. And without further ado, I'll join this meeting and turn it over to our President, Stephen, who will now close us out.
Okay, great job, Ben. We're so excited about what you've done so far. You know, like I tell you, CNN is just on my back every day, telling me that they're just letting go workers. Every time they hear from the Rotary Club of Nassau, the profile that we send of our moderators of these shows, and you know, the Tuesday one showtime is showtime. You know, Tuesday 1 o'clock. So they tune in too. So they have seen your profile. So you know, I think you got to go. I just have to say a few words to them behind the scene, and automatic position gone. You know. So we thank you for it. We want to thank Sandena for outstanding job. You know, sometimes I said it's supposed to be. You know, you were the person who was supposed to speak today. Excellent. And we feel proud. Excellent job. All those who participated today. I have two big presidents on. Lionel, you still in?
Yes, still here. Happy to join you once again, as always. This is a pleasure. Good to see Sandena speaking. I'm a little disappointed that my director hasn't reached out to, especially since he had such good time being a former co-worker of ours. But nevertheless, you know, your Rotary Club always seems to lead President Steve, so we're happy to follow.
Thank you very much. We blocked all communication. If you was trying to get her and get at us, we had to block that, you know? Okay, we have President Adrian from the Big East.
We're still here visiting with Nassau Club, hailing from the big club, East Nassau. It was actually Nassau Club that brought us into existence here in the Bahamas. And through Nassau Club, the Rotary Club of East Nassau received this spell out of one of the clubs in Florida. So a lot of history here. Stephen, you've done a great job this year as president. And myself and my secretary, Diane Miller, have really enjoyed today's meeting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Adrian. At least you recognize our club, you know. You recognize the club. Thank you. Great. It was great serving with Adrian. And, you know, Adrian is on this so-called farewell tour, him and others, you know, because our time is coming down as president. So he's making the rounds of all the clubs. So Adrian, I should be probably joining you, if not this week, next week, you know. And Lionel, we'll be visiting all the clubs. And I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate the support and camaraderie. I really want to thank all of those who are visiting in today. I hope that there's something that we serve a lot of menu on the table today. I hope that something you take off to our guests that you will want to come back again. Once is just not enough in the Rotary Club of Nassau. So we are glad to have you here. Exciting time. And Rotarians, we want you to remain safe. Those who might have family members who are sick, we keep them in our thoughts and our prayers. And so we want you to be safe and continue that. And our new members, how could we say, we got to give our new members a rousing round of applause. 2 new members come under, it's an exciting time when new members join your club. It's an exciting time. So we welcome you, Sandra. We welcome you, Christopher. And we got some work for you. And you're gonna feel at home. If you don't even feel at home in your primary home, this is the place you will feel at home.
Already home.
You're already home, Chris. Okay, good. Well,
yeah, I think he lives in his car, because he was in his car when we trained him. He was in his car at the last meeting he attended, and he's still in that car.
Okay, but ladies and gentlemen, the meeting goes on. Just be in the parking lot now, so you're free to speak. I'm not meant for you to go outside into the parking lot. This is the parking lot you're in.